What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Paris and I make videos all about candle making and the starting and managing of my small candle business, Lady Simone Candle Co. Y'all, I know it's been a minute and I'm so sorry, but if you are a Lady C, ride or die, rock with me since day one, you would have saw my post these past couple weeks. First of all, like any mamas out there know that your babies bring home germs from school, number one, okay? And then I have a 4-month-old now. So he's obsessed with his sister. He loves his sister and we're constantly like, hey, she has like a backup, you're sick, da-da-da, get out her face. And so she caught a cold and then I caught a cold. So that was the past several weeks. And then we had some unexpected deaths, close family friends. And so we had to, shut things down. And sometimes you just have to focus on family. So these past couple weeks have just been kind of like unexpected roadblocks, but God is good. Everybody is doing great. And so I'm back to like batch recording. I just got off schedule. So thank you all for understanding and rocking with me still. And so I am back today to talk about some bomb Amazon finds that I think all candle business owners should check out. Must-haves, right? This is a highly requested video. I've been asked for quite a while, like, hey, can you make a video on like some great Amazon buys as a beginner candle maker, budget friendly? And so I self-funded my business, if you don't know, and I actually have a video on that if you want to check it out. I'll link it in the cards. But I self-funded my business, and so I was really on a budget. I mean, a budget when I first started my business. So my husband and I kind of restructured our budget so that way I can kind of fund equipment, fund tools and supplies, raw materials and things like that to get my business started. I also launched with a pre-sale, so that definitely helped. But I had to really be strategic with my budget when I first launched and slowly wean myself off of my husband and our finances. So I want to talk about some great Amazon buys that I actually have and use and that I think is great for budget friendly beginner candle business owners that you can like invest in now, and then as your business grows you can begin to upgrade and transition into better equipment. So let's just get started. Number one is a printer, of course. I hear a lot about laser printers. Now, I do not have a laser printer, okay? That was not in my budget. But an inkjet printer was in my budget. I use an Epson printer. It's WF, and I believe it's 3720, WF 3720, I believe. And I got it off Amazon. It was a printer, and I knew I needed one. So you definitely need a printer. Great uses for the printer is because you can use it for a lot of different things as a beginner candle business owner, such as printing out your labels at home if you choose to, printing out your packing slips. You can also print out any other business documents that you may need to like either sign. So like, for example, when I opened up my business bank account, when I filed for my LLC, anything that I have to do with my bookkeeper and or accountant, especially during tax time, sometimes that requires me to print out documents and either sign them. Sometimes it's e-sign, but sometimes I have to actually print things out and sign. And then I also like to have a digital copy and a hard copy of a lot of my important business documents and tax documents. So a printer can definitely come in handy when you are just starting your business. My printer was under $300, and my little sister actually went in half with me. That was kind of her gift. Like, hey, I'll go in half with you to get a printer for your business. Just kind of a like, hey girl, you got this kind of thing. And so another great thing that I use for my printer for the longest, and some of you actually kind of clowned me about it, y'all kind of came for me a little bit, is I printed out my actual shipping labels using my printer. So I would print out my shipping labels, cut them out, and tape them to my box, my orders, basically. And y'all came for me like, girl, why don't you just get a label printer? And you all were right. But again, no one budget is the same. Everybody has different financial things. And honestly, investing in an actual like label printer just wasn't a high priority for me. So, but I knew getting an actual printer would serve me on a more variety, more, you know, different uses basis than just getting just a label printer and then a big printer. So I knew getting a printer first would serve me better. So definitely get a printer. Next is a label printer. So although I only started with a printer, if your budget can handle it, then definitely invest in a label printer. I have a label printer now. I use the Rollo label printer and I love it. Yes, it took me a couple years to get it, but I love it. It was another investment for my business. And yes, it does make things a lot easier. Buy the Rollo labels. I actually have the Rollo label holder as well. And you just turn that bad boy on. I actually have a video about that, me setting everything up. I'll link it in the cards if you want to check that out. But I love it now. So I have my actual printer to ship out. I meant to print out like packing slips and things like that, and then I use my Rollo printer to print out the actual labels and things like that. You can also use a Rollo printer for like your actual product labels as well. Now I do not do that. I use onlinelabels.com, and you can actually buy the roll labels from Online Labels should you choose to use a Rollo printer to print out your actual product labels. But I just use the label sheets and use them and print it out on my printer, because again, I purchased an actual printer first because I knew it will serve me more, you know, across more bases than just getting a label printer. So if your budget will allow, then definitely invest in a actual label printer. You can print your shipping labels and you can actually print your product labels as well. Is reusable grocery tote bags, the extra large kind. Yes, I am obsessed with these bags. I love them. I use them to transport all of my orders. So for the longest, when I was packing orders, like, and now that I'm getting busier, like as I started to see myself getting busy last year, I'm like, it is becoming very difficult to haul these boxes, not only from upstairs where I pack into my car down here, but then once I actually arrive at the post office. Now there's several solutions to that. Number one, yes, I could schedule a USPS pickup. I can do that, but sometimes I am running errands during like my lunch when our mail comes. Our mail comes literally during my lunch break. And remember, I still have a full-time job. So this is just me. This is just me having, you know, business owner paranoia. I don't feel comfortable leaving my orders in front of my garage for my USPS truck to pick it up when I'm not here. People crazy, just gonna be real and say it. People crazy, they come by, they wanna snatch your stuff. We all hear stories about Amazon deliveries getting stolen, like, and we live in a great neighborhood, but you still just never know, right? You never know who's watching, you never know who's lurking. They may see me having a pattern of leaving orders out there and wanna take it. So I like to be home if I'm gonna do a USPS pickup. So that's what I do sometimes, but a lot of the times I have errands to run during my lunch break and I need to get things done because I have 2 children, hubby works. Sometimes he's not home until later, so I don't feel like lugging 2 kids. Mamas out there know what I mean. So get the reusable grocery tote bags. I love these things. I think it came in 10 in a pack. And when I'm done packing my orders, I load them bad boys up in that tote bag, and literally when I get to the post office, I just grab however many bags I end up having, and bada boom, got it going. Even if I had baby girl with me with the car seat, like I can just have her in the car seat here and then have all of my bags here. And people are, you know, there are some nice people out in the world. They see me coming and I'm a regular now, so then they'll come and open the door for me and help me out. But those will bless you. If you deliver your orders or whatever, those will come in handy. And they're very good for like a vendor event. So if you do any vendor shows and things like that, they're definitely handy for hauling any vendor equipment, things like your cash box or your money bag, or maybe, you know, your iPad, or any like props that you're using to decorate your table. Like, they're just very, very, very handy. I love them, and they're the extra large kind. So when you open that tote, there's so much room in them. So that's another Amazon fave of mine. While we're on the subject, let's get into the category of vendor events. So most of these you can get off of Amazon, and I have the list to my right here. And then there's some of these you can actually get elsewhere. So I'm gonna just run through the list. So number one is a canopy tent. Definitely find an affordable canopy tent. I actually have 3 canopy tents, and only because during the pandemic I've had my drive-through baby shower. My little sister actually had her drive-through graduation party here at my house, so we had canopy tents out in the front for people to drive by. So I actually have several on deck. Very affordable off Amazon. No, I'm sorry, a cash box off of Amazon, or a money bag. And that is to, you know, protect your money, keep things, you know, on lock while you're at your vendor events, keep things secure. And then of course, table decorations or elevations, meaning like, you know, the different level stands, or any type of props or table decorations. I use Pinterest a lot for inspiration for how to decorate my table, and a lot of that stuff you can find for a great price on Amazon. Some other things that you're going to need for vendor events is like a linen tablecloth, or you can go to Etsy and find like an Etsy seller, support another small business, and get a custom tablecloth that can fit that standard size table that pretty much every vendor event pretty much supplies, just about. So if they supply the table, check the table dimensions. 9 times out of 10, they're going to supply that standard table size and get you a custom tablecloth with your logo. I'm actually stepping up my game this year and getting a custom tablecloth for my upcoming vendor events that I have lined up. Or like I said, how I started, get a linen tablecloth, honey, either off Amazon or go to Walmart or the dollar store. Get you some business cards. So if you're struggling on how to design or create business cards, support another small business on Etsy. I love Etsy because I feel like I'm supporting another business, another small business. Get you some custom pre-designed business cards and either get them printed from the Etsy seller or create them in Canva. Buy the card stock and print them yourself. Gift bags, you can either go to Walmart or the dollar store, or you can just buy a bunch from Amazon. I bought a bunch from Amazon, all white gift bags, and then I customized it with a logo sticker. So again, budget friendly, didn't take a lot. Regular white gift bags, customize it with my logo sticker that I printed from home, and then just get you some tissue paper from the dollar store, or buy in bulk at Amazon. Like, I get like 1,000 sheets off of Amazon that matches my branding colors. Boom, pow, get that out the way. Other things that you're gonna need is a card reader. I always recommend a card reader. Like, nowadays, a lot of people don't roll with cash on them. It is good to still have a cash box and a money bag just in case, and or money bag, but card reader. And then, you know, we have all of these like instant cash app options like Zelle, Cash App, things like that. But I also suggest getting a card reader. So I'm with Shopify, and so Shopify has a card reader, or you can go to Square and get a card reader. And I think actually when you sign up for an account with Square, you can get a card reader for free. So check that out. Again, budget friendly, y'all. And then also a laptop or an iPad. You know, hopefully most of us now, we have laptops and or iPads already. And so that's how you can kind of process your transaction. So I have the Shopify app on my iPad, and then I can log in through my laptop as well. So mostly with my vendor events, I take my little sister and my husband. She's working off my iPad and I'm working off the computer, and we're processing customers that way. Other things off Amazon that I love that I started with. So photography, let's get into this category. Backdrops, a lot of replica dupes. Now, if you've heard of replica surfaces, I love them. Okay, my budget has opened up to purchase some surfaces from her. I love her surfaces. There's actually a few that I have in my back pocket that I'm gonna purchase here real soon. But I did not start out with a replica surface, okay? I didn't have $79 per surface to buy, right? And so get on Amazon. I sure did. Get you some photography backdrops. And a lot of Amazon buys, they come in like several options. So like you can buy several backdrops, see what kind of combination that you like, and purchase that. I've gotten all my props from Amazon. So things like flowers or, you know, any type of wood type of props that you want to use, or whatever goes with your branding. Get that stuff off Amazon, y'all, or go to the Dollar Tree. I'm so serious when I say this, or go to Michael's or places like that. Do not feel like you have to like spend a fortune to get beautiful photography. Like, y'all, I still use my iPhone to record videos and to do my photography. Yes, when I'm looking on Instagram, I admire a lot of other candle makers as well. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait until my photography is on that level, or I can afford an actual photographer to do my product pictures and things like that. But so you have to work with what you got, and I sure did. So if you visit my website right now, LadyCIMONNECandleCo.com, all of that photography on there, I took myself. Natural lighting from my door. I actually have a video on that as well. My husband was featured in that video. And just giving you some like beginner photography tips with your iPhone. Like, so don't feel like you have to spend a fortune. Some great Amazon buys on there. Backdrops. Get you a tripod. And use some props off of there. And work with what you got. Some other great Amazon faves that I have is like organizational like supplies. So like I have tray organizers that I organize all of my different labels that I use, y'all, because I use a lot of different labels for all of my products. So I have tray organizers and you know, office supplies. So things that you find that will help you stay organized with your business, I use. So I organize all of my business documents, tax documents, and all of my labels as well. I have everything labeled so I know where everything is and they're easy to retrieve. Another great Amazon buy, lastly, is a workbench. So right now, the way our house is set up, I really have to work with what I have in the limited space that I have. So I have a work table, but I mainly use that for like all of my admin and business stuff, office supplies. So yes, unfortunately, I still do pack orders sitting on the floor because the table upstairs in our loft where I pack orders, our printer, and all of my labels are organized on there too. And then I have a those bathroom spacers that you use kind of behind the toilet. My mom was getting rid of one of hers, and so I took it, and a very nice space saver, and I use that to hang like all of my aprons, all of my grocery reusable tote bags, and all of my props and things like that. And then all of my shipping stuff is organized against the wall in the loft. So y'all have seen that space in a lot of my old YouTube videos. Y'all, I'm really working with what I have, but if you can get a workbench and let that fit into your budget, get that. And that way, get several actually. And if you can sort of slowly create you a nice candle studio space or office space, do it. And so for me, because my husband and I are actually working on moving, I did not want to invest and spend a lot of money investing in organized space things here in this house until, you know, we move and I'm able to see what kind of space I'm working with, and then I can kind of create LadyC's like candle studio, my dream studio. But if you're in your space for a while, these are things that you can start to open your budget up and work with. So buy a work table, buy a workbench to make all of your candles. Make sure you have proper storage and things like that. And all of these things you can find off Amazon, y'all, and go that way. I also recommend getting Amazon Prime if you don't already. I just pay it from my business money, my business account. That's a business operating expense that comes out monthly. I'm like, I buy from Amazon all the time for my business. Why not just get Amazon Prime? And then there's some tools and supplies that I have that comes on a schedule. So like my shipping tape comes every 2 to 3 months, I think. I forgot what schedule I have it on. So there's some things like tissue paper that I have coming on a regular basis that I don't even have to go on Amazon and shop for. It just automatically is delivered to my door when it's time to ship again. So those are things that I don't even have to think about. So if there's some supplies that you know you use on a recurring basis, set those up on a like shipping schedule, get Amazon Prime, and get organized with your candle business. So if you are curious on Paris, where are all these links to everything? I have an Amazon storefront that you can check out. So if you click the link in the description box, it will take you to all things Lady C, right? All things Lady C's digital studio. It takes you to all of my links, including my Amazon storefront. Check that out. I have everything categorized, including some great business books that I think you all would love. And so that can help you kind of start getting your business, candle business set up, including some other beginner tools and supplies that are great for candle makers, beginners, and business owners. So if you are curious, check that out in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all were able to get like some great ideas on how to start as a new candle business owner, budget friendly. And y'all, growth takes time. So don't feel like you have to have this lavish studio and all of this lavish equipment to run a great candle business. It's about you, the business owner, running your business as a business owner. It has zip to do with the equipment that you have. You have to be, it's a mentality thing on whether or not your business is going to see the growth that you envision it seeing. Okay, so start small, all right? Work with the budget that you have, and then plant that seed. Allow God to water that seed and watch your business flourish as time goes on. Stay in your lane and quit trying to impress everybody. Just work with what you have. Admire, be inspired. That's all great, but you have to work with what you have first, all right? So until next time, bye.